Um, you can also see like ancient palaces such as Gyeongbokgung and also like tall buildings like this picture. Also, there are modern shops. So if you want to buy something fun and nice, this is like a really good place to go. There are areas for young people like Gangnam and Hongdae where you can dance and have fun with the people. And it's like there are places that you can enjoy the music, fashion, and food. So as we do, we can quickly watch the quick video. Oh, I guess it's not working anymore. We will then there should be more videos coming up. So whenever the videos pop up, we'll be able to go over and see it. Now, Korea has four different seasons. So we have spring, summer, fall, and winter. During spring, we have a lot of different flowers like blowing up. So it's very pretty season. Summer is very hot and sometimes humid. So this is the time where people decide to go out and like try to swim, have fun with their family, and go on a trip. So just like it's very hot, so a lot of some people definitely like it, but some people also hate it. Fall is the time when it starts to get colder and it becomes very beautiful as the tree color changes. It's called foliage. A lot of different trees become yellow, red, green, and it's very pretty to watch from mountain areas. Winter is very cold. It snows and you have to wear very thick clothings in order to live or survive in this winter. So people always dress very warm. Now, religion. Religion, like I mentioned, is a belief. So people believe the religions to have a belief and influence their daily life. Christianity is about 30% of Korean population. Many Koreans are Christians, and there are so many churches, and sometimes they're very large. We then also have Buddhism. It's about 15%. It is very old religion, started like thousands of years ago. So many people visit the temples to pray and meditate. Finally, about 55% of people do not have any religions at this moment, but they still follow the cultural traditions, such as I mentioned, honoring the ancestors or being respectful to elders. And they have their own mindset of collectively working together rather than being individually working. So they love working together rather than alone. Language. So Korean is an official language of South Korea and North Korea. So we have Hangul, which is alphabet. So just like we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G in English, we also have these letters like ka, na, ta, ra, ma, pa, sa. These are the specific Korean alphabet. And these alphabets in all language was created in 1443 by the King Sejong. We have 14 different consonants and 10 vowels. It looks a little difficult, but it is very easy to learn and very scientific. So, for example, as I mentioned as I began, 안녕하세요. That means hello. And now we can also learn a different language called thank you, which is 감사합니다. So we have 감사합니다. We have five different letters. Now, to say Ghana, We have kiuk and ah. So we have ka, and we also have niun and ah. So na. So we basically say the same thing, kana, which is in English, obviously, is gonna. Food. Korean food is known to be very delicious and very healthy. So first, rice is the main food in Korea, just like most of the Asian countries generally. A lot of their meals include the vegetables, and they usually have shared dishes called banchan. So banchan is very there are lots of vegetables or like any dishes and side dishes and everyone can share in the table. Now, what is very popular are Korean style barbecue. So it's like meat. You have kimchi. It's a spicy food. Bibimbap on this picture on the very right bottom. Japchae. It's like a noodle. Kimbap. It's like a um, rice that's wrapped with the seaweed, just like the picture on the left bottom. And also tteokbokki, which is another type of spicy food. Now, kimchi is a flavorful and sour tradition Korean dish made from fermented vegetables and seasonings. So it looks very simple and delicious, but it takes a lot of time to ferment it and make the sauce. So it looks very easy to make, but actually it takes very long and difficult. Now let's talk about the traditional clothing. We call these traditional clothings hanbok. This is the clothing that made out of mostly silk and dyed with colorful designs. So there are many different colors and pictures on the clothing. These days, we don't wear that often, but Koreans still wear the hanbok during the special occasions, such as wedding, special holidays, or anniversaries that they want to celebrate. So now it became very special clothing. Now, the traditional houses, it's called hanok. Hanok is made of wood, stone, and clay. And on the top of the roof, these black parts are called kiwa. Kiwa is very strong in heat and rain, so house becomes very strong and stable. This kind of structure also makes it very cool in summer and warm in winter. So, like I said, Korea has 4 different seasons. So, if you have these houses are made to make people survive 4 different seasons. Now, modern houses, most of the people live in apartments. So it's very high building, and it's because Korea is very small, and not everyone can fit in a house if it's like spread across. So a lot of people live in apartments because living area is very limited because the size of the Korea is very small. It is 1/3 of Ghana. Now, there are many activities and festivals that are very interesting. So just like many other East Asian countries, Koreans celebrate Lunar New Year and Korean Thanksgiving. So Seolnal is Lunar New Year and Chuseok is Korean Thanksgiving. Lunar New Year, we always bow to the elders, while in Chuseok, we celebrate for our ancestors. Families gather together to eat and enjoy. During these festivals, there are many games, traditional games, and activities. So many people engage with these. All right, let's watch the short video. Chuseok. Now, we also have some special etiquettes. Koreans often respect the elders and bow as polite greetings. So when we bow, when we always lower our head, like on this picture, and it shows respect or saying thank you or apologize. 어떻게 안 돼? 어떻게? All right, just give me 1 second. All right, let's begin once again. Um, during Korean Lunar New Year, which is 설날, the younger people do special deep bow to the elders. It's called 세배. This is to show respect and good wishes for New Year. So picture in this middle is where two people are doing 세배, the deep bow to the elderlies. Now, another etiquette that we need to emphasize is that people take off their shoes off when they enter their houses or rooms. So when you go to Korea, there's always an area where you can put the shoes before entering house. Now, we have a traditional martial art called Taekwondo. Taekwondo is a Korean martial art where it teaches how to kick, punch, and defend yourself. It also teaches you to be very strong, respectful, and confident. Taekwondo is now also an Olympic sport, so many people outside of Korea also learns how to do and performs well. So there are several famous companies in South Korea. Samsung is the biggest technology companies in the world. They make the phones, like such as what we often see, TVs, home appliances, and semiconductors. So the computers that we use, like right now, are operated by the computer chips, which are semiconductors. Galaxy phones that we often see has a Samsung logo, and it is made by this company. We also have Hyundai, which is a very famous car company. It also owns Kia, another car brand. So when you see this H, Hyundai, or Kia, these cars are made from South Korea. Now, we have this Korean culture that is spreading across in different kind of countries. Right now, we have K-pop that is skyrocketing in popularity. So we have some famous groups such as BTS, Blackpink, and aespa. These groups are very famous, where they often sing and perform. Now, in addition, Korean food and Korean drama, which is a drama is a TV show, has been spreading globally, as well as have gotten a lot of fame in many other countries. Now, to understand this better, let's watch a quick short video. All right, this is one example of Hanyu, so hope it was helpful. Now, let's go to our next country. So, next country is China. So, now let's learn how to say hello. It's called ni hao. So, ni hao is how you say hello in Chinese. So, where is China? China is still relatively very far away. However, it's one of the biggest countries in the world. It's very huge. It also has more than 1.4 billion people and has a very long history. Currently, it's the world's second most populous country in the entire world. So there's a lot of people living in China. The capital city is Beijing. So just like Accra, Beijing is the capital. Now, China consists of many different parts. So from the west, we have these mountain areas in Tibet. We have Himalaya. This area has one of the highest mountains in the entire world, which is like Mount Everest. It has 8,868 meters. So it's the highest mountain in the entire world. And we also have many different mountains such as K2 and something like this. Now, we also have China has northern part has the desert. We have Taklamakan Desert and Gobi Desert. And along with these areas, and the eastern side, there are many different rivers, and their main cities are all located in the east coast because it has direct access to water. Now, language. The main language is Mandarin, one of the most spoken languages in the entire world because there's a lot of people. But there's also the old Chinese language that is still often used, which is called Hanzi. This used to be a writing system which were used to illustrate the meaning rather than a sound. So for example, Ren is person. So this is how you write Ren. Now, if you think about the Ren, you can draw the human with the simplified word. So this word originated from this picture. So many of these Chinese languages are actually originating from specific pictures that people often call. So this is very interesting factor. Now, let's go about the religion and beliefs. People in China can choose their religion, but there are some religions are currently controlled by the government. So sometimes it is not completely free. Buddhism is also another major religion belief of China because it also has a very long history. The majority of Chinese people, most often more than 50%, say that they do not have any religion, but still follow the traditional customs and festivals, such as those traditional days in Lunar New Year, or traditional customs such as respecting elders and being like collectively working rather than individuals. Now, food. Chinese food is one of the most popular and delicious types of food in the world. It has a very long history and often uses different flavors, colors, and ingredients. The good examples are dumplings. So dumplings in the bottom left corner. Peking duck, which is often called Beijing duck, where you can eat and find this type of food in capital city Beijing. This is on the top right corner. We have Mapo tofu, Kung Pao chicken, and many more. Now let's watch a quick video to understand the food culture better. All right, so hopefully that is very helpful information. Let's go to the next. Now, there are many holidays and festivals in China. We have Chinese New Year, which is a spring festival. We have Lantern Festival, where people throw their lanterns on the sky and river. They also have Mid-Autumn Festival, which is often called Moon Festival because they do that during full moon. They have Dragon Boat Festival, just like this picture on the right. We have Qingming Festival, which is Tom Sweeping Day. And they also have Double Ninth Festival. All right, let's watch a quick video. Hopefully that video was helpful to understand the cultures and festivals. Now, let's talk about the teas. China is a home of tea. So teas are made by brewing the tea leaves in hot water. There are many different kinds of tea. And people in China have been drinking tea for thousands of years. Tea is not just a drink. It is part of Chinese culture and daily life. So this is like the time when people have tea to socialize, talk, and relax. There are some famous teas, which are black tea, green tea, or oolong tea. But again, there are many different types of teas, often more than hundreds. Now, we have the historical sites in China. One of the most famous one is the Great Wall of China. This is the longest wall in the world, which is about more than 21,000 kilometers long. So 21,000 kilometers is very, very far. It is built to protect China from their enemies. This was built over 2,000 years ago and nowadays very famous and attractive to the tourists. The Forbidden City is a huge palace in Beijing. It was the home for the Chinese emperors for 500 years, and now this became a museum. The Terracotta Army consists of thousands of clay soldiers who were buried with the first emperor, who was the king of the China. So this has happened during the Qin Shi Huang, which is one of the emperor, and each statue has a different face. This is also a very popular place. All right, now let's move on to Japan. So again, as we said, we'll start with how to say hello. We say, the Japanese say konnichiwa. So this is hello in Japanese. Konnichiwa. It's a little long. So Japan is still very far, but unlike the other countries, it is completely an island. It is located in the middle of Pacific Ocean. It is east of Korea and also the east of China. Japan is also known for the people's politeness, clean cities, and high technologies. Now, there are multiple islands. However, there are main islands that we need to consider, which are four. Honshu, which is the large area in Japan, this in the middle area that includes Tokyo, and Osaka, which is first and second largest cities in Japan. There's also Hokkaido, which includes the city of Sapporo, and there are many mountain areas, so this is a very famous destination for ski and winter. And Kyushu is the southern island located in the here. This is like the best place to have Japanese food. Finally, we have Shikoku, which is in the middle, in between Honshu and Kyushu. This area is often known for a natural gem. Now, just like the capitals, like I mentioned before, Tokyo is the capital city of Japan. This is also considered as one of the world's three major cities, which is one is in New York City in United States, London in United Kingdom, and Tokyo. So Tokyo is a very famous large city that often attracts both tourists and business people. Now, let's quickly go over the language. People in Japan obviously speak Japanese. So there are three different types of writings. They have first hiragana, which is the native Japanese words. Then second, there is katakana, which is like for the foreign words. So just like countries name like Ghana or computer, coffee, these are the foreign words. So Japanese use katakana to make this Japanese word. Kanji is more like Chinese characters used for meaning. So just like how South Korea often used Hanji for in the older time for translation purposes, Japanese also still use kanji. Now, the two important words of Japan is how to say hello, which is konnichiwa. And there's also a word how to say thank you, which is arigato. So konnichiwa, arigato. These are two important languages to know in Japanese language. Food. Japanese food is very, very popular in the western area, which is also like considered very healthy and tasty. We have a lot of foods such as sushi, which is like fish, gyudon, which is beef with rice, yakitori, tempura, soba, and ramen are all famous food in Japan. So they're varying from fish, beef, and noodles. Sushi is the representative Japanese dish made with rice and fish. They're often served in a small pieces. So sushi is on this top right corner. Below is ramen. Left is more like rice and side dishes, more like a traditional style. And the very left is tempura. Now, let's talk about the clothings and the makeup. Kimono is a traditional Japanese dress. People often wear it on special days such as festivals or weddings. Geisha is also traditional Japanese makeup for women. So they often use white face powder to make their face brighter, red lips, and black eyebrows. So these are some traditional makeups for Japanese women. Onsen is a very popular spot to visit in Japan. This is a natural hot spring bath in Japan. So often it's very hot, but once you're in there and get used to it, is a very relaxing spot. It is often found in mountains or countryside and used for relaxing and healing. A lot of Japanese people really enjoy onsen. So if you go there, you'll see a lot of people. Now, some scary parts about Japan is volcanoes and earthquake. Japan has many volcanoes because it is in the Ring of Fire, a place where a lot of volcanic activities. One of the most famous volcanoes and the largest volcano is Mount Fuji. It looks very beautiful and the symbol of Japan. Obviously, previously, it has erupted and gave catastrophic damage. But for now, it's more stable and people often visit for tourism. Japan also has like a lot of earthquakes. This is mostly because it's located where the tectonic plates meet. So when there are plates, they often collide. That creates the earthquake. Small earthquakes happen often, and sometimes the big ones also occur. Buildings in Japan are made to be strong and safe for surviving the earthquakes. But sometimes, if it's very strong enough, then it can be still very dangerous. Now, let's talk about the activities and festivals of Japan. Besides like typical like Lunar New Year and Mid-Autumn festivals that often like a lot of Asian countries celebrate, Japan also holds the Sapporo Snow Festival. Just like I mentioned, Sapporo is in part of Hokkaido, and it's often known to be a very famous spot to see snow and spend winter. Huge festival during winter, where there are many huge ice sculptures and even buildings made out of ice. So this area is very popular and very beautiful. Cherry blossom, which is Japanese called is sakura, is a festival in the spring. So cherry blossoms only last a few days. So this is a very special time. So a lot of people come visit in Japan during this time to see these cherry blossoms. All right, let's watch the quick video.
A los 45 te toca examinarte contra el cáncer de colon.
Pide colocar a tu médico en línea.
All right, hopefully that video is helpful. Now, let's talk about India. Now, let's like last time before, let's know how to say hello. Hello in India means namaste. It's like very one continuous word, namaste. India has a lot of language, but this is the Hindu. It's like the most spoken language in India. I will go over this more in details. Now, how far is India? So India is in South Asia. So it's technically closer than China, Korea, or Japan. The population is about 1.4 billion, making it the world's most populous country and followed by China. So India has the most people in the entire world. Now, language. Obviously, there are multiple different languages in India. However, there are two official languages that are commonly spoken, which are English and Hindi. And there are many other variations that are spoken in the different parts of India. So a lot of people do know how to speak English, and some also know how to speak Hindi. But in the locals, like in the towns, they have specific languages that they often use that are very different. Now, the religion and beliefs. This area is very interesting because Hinduism is the nation's most popular religion, and 80% of the people in India believe it. They believe the rebirth, which is the reincarnation, where they think that the people are born in different bodies after they die. So this is like a specific religion that's like more concentrated in India. Now, let's talk about the Hinduism real quick. Hindus, we often call this Hindus for people who follow the Hinduism, believe the many gods and goddesses. They believe in karma, which is the good or bad actions that often brings the results. Hindus mostly live in India, but they also live in Nepal, Sri Lanka, and many and other countries, especially in South Asia. In Hinduism, cows are considered to be sacred. So that's the reason why Hindus respect the cows and usually do not eat beef, because the cows are the symbol of life, motherhood, and nonviolence. So when you go to India, you might see that sometimes the cows take forever to cross the street, but they still don't do anything because Hindus respect the cows. Now, temples. There are many different temples that are often used to worship Hinduism. So there are many different beautiful buildings, such as Palaman Temple, which has the golden clothing. And there's like Varmanaswan Temple. So it also has golden clothing. Along with that, is very high. So Hindus visit the temples, and during that time, they always worship and pray to many different gods, as I mentioned. So these are some pictures of worshiping. This is like an example of worshiping to one of the god figure on the temple. And yeah. So now let's talk about some tourism, where it's like very popular places to visit. The most famous place in India is considered to be Taj Mahal. This means the place of the crown. So the entire building is built with marble. Now, people often say, wow, that's crazy. That's going to be very, very expensive and it will take a lot of time to build. Yes, that is true. An emperor built this to memory of his wife's death. However, he was very greedy and he wanted to build a nice, very, very nice temple. So it took hundreds of years and a lot of money in the empire to build this structure. Food. Food is also very Indian foods are also very popular across the entire world. There are some of the menus like naan, butti, and chicken curry. Now, many people like have curries and think, oh, where they came from. All curries are actually generated from India, and it is very famous among the Indians as well. We also have India also have tandoori chicken, which often eaten with rice, and they also have masala chai. So just like China, India also has a good tea culture, which also came from UK, and people often drink the tea to socialize. Now, there are many different spices of Indian food. There's some of them, they have smells very good. Some of them are very healthy. Some of them are very sweet, but some of them are also spicy. These different type of spices can make the Indian food very tasty, colorful, and have a good smell. Festivals. So Indians often celebrate the Lord Ganesha, which is the elephant-headed god of wisdom and good luck. Ganesh is a very popular figure in Hinduism that people worship. So this is the festival to celebrate this god. Diwali is called Festival of Lights. So people believe that by celebrating Diwali, it is the time when the Indians can show their victory of light over darkness. This is especially important because they value their own tradition and they think they win by having this celebration. Holi is another festival, which is like festival of light. And again, just like before, it shows the victory of good over evil. So because of the huge influence in Hinduism, a lot of people have the belief that the victory or light will win over dark or evilness. Now, life in India. India has the highest population in the world, which means, unfortunately, there is a chaotic traffic. So people are very crowded in the street, and driving in India is extremely challenging. It is way more dense, and people drive way more aggressive compared to Ghana. So I can quickly show how the video looks like.
Scott 1000 helps prevent clogs by dissolving 10 times faster in water. Scott 1000, now stronger.
Your perfect domain is out there. Go to Wix.
So yeah, as you saw in the video, it looks very challenging to drive and manage through, but it's also a very fun place to visit. Now, the Mother Ganges River. The river considered to be very holy and spiritual in Indian culture, and that it's sometimes believed to purify humans from sins. Many people therefore pray and bath in Ganges River. Some people pour ashes into the river after a person dies. Let's watch a quick video. All right, so this is the video to describe about Ganges River. Now, let's move to our final country that we will be talking about, which is Thailand. So in Thailand, you say hello as Swati. Swasti. Now, Thailand has a very more complicated language, but it also has a monotonic term. So this is how you say hello. So where is Thailand? Thailand is a little farther than India. It is a country in Southeast Asia and has the population about 70 million people. Just like many other capital cities, it also has a capital called Bangkok. This country has a tropical climate, which is often hot and humid. Now, Thailand is often known as Land of Smiles. A huge cultural background is that they're always friendly to other people and has their smile on their face. So they treat people very nicely. Religion. Currently, 95% of the population of Thailand is Buddhism. So Buddhism is a religion that teaches people to live kindly and peacefully. It became with the teacher that they often worship called Buddha in more than 4,000 years ago. Buddhists believe the life has been suffering. However, by suffering and being kind and calm, people can eventually find happiness. So they also have, once they have a really long life and be kind and calm, they'll eventually have a better eternal life after they die. That's what they believe. So just like many other religions, they often go to the temples and pray and meditate. And usually at temples, there's always a big statue of Buddha who reached the enlightenment, where the enlightenment is called true happiness. When people reach so the main goal of Buddhism is make people to reach the enlightenment, which is the true happiness. Now, the temples. There are many temples in Thailand. Because so many people are Buddhists, there are a lot of Buddhist temples in Thailand, such as Wat Arun and Wat Phra Kraw. Those are the famous temples in Thailand. Let's watch the quick video. All right. Hope that video is helpful. Now let's talk about the food. So we have just like many other Asian countries, they often use rice as a meal, but often they have noodles. So they have the pad thai, which is the stir-fried noodles, and it is very sweet and sour. They also have khao pad, which is the fried rice. So just like many other Asian countries, they have noodles and fried rice as one of their favorite food. And these are also considered to be very delicious that often attracts the tourists. Tom yum soup is another type where it's like hot and sour soup with shrimp, herbs, and spices. So this is like a soup menu that people often enjoy. And then slight variation of the curries from India. Thai has also like their own version of Thai curry, which is a very famous food, which has green, red, and yellow curries. These are 3 different types. Each has a different taste. So on this picture on the right, this is called the yellow, green, and red. So these are like different types of curries and taste very differently. Festivals. There's a very famous festival called Songkran, which is celebrating the Thais like New Year. So they use a different calendar for traditional reasons. So it's on April 13th. During this time, they spray the water to wash away the previous years and getting ready for the new year. So they always have water guns or anything, water cup, and they always make other people soak. This is allowed and very famous on the street. Life in Thailand. So there are a lot of elephants. Elephants are important in Thai culture. They're considered to be bringing the good lucks and currently considered as a symbol of power and peace. Because long time ago, elephants helped the people to carry things and travel along with people. So they were used to be very efficient, and now they're considered to be a good remarks of Thai culture. Now, another thing is floating market. Floating market in Thailand are markets on boats. People often sell and buy things on water. So yeah, we can quickly watch the video. All right, so hopefully that information was helpful. Now the nature. Thailand has many beautiful beaches with white sand and blue water. Some of the famous beaches in area are Phuket, Krabi, and Pattaya. So the oceans are very beautiful, so people often visit here to swim and look for the nature. All right, so that's it for today's lecture. So we went over 5 different countries' tradition, especially in Asia, which are Korea, China, Japan, India, and Thailand. So yes, hopefully this lecture was very helpful. And now I will open up to any questions if you have. So yeah, Do you guys have any questions for now?
So he should ask you question.
Oh yeah, sure. You can just like
Yeah,
ask the
hello,
question.
Daniel.
Mhm.
Sure. They said they are what? They understand, so you can ask them question if you have any.
Wait, sorry, can you say that question again?
Like what I was saying is they said they don't have any questions. So if you have some question, they understand whatever you teach.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you have a question for them, then that's fine.
I mean, I can also ask, what was your favorite um culture or country that we discussed today? So I think that will be the good question that I can ask. And yeah, we have like went over 5 different countries, and I just want to ask like, what country attracts them the most?
And you tell him why. So one. Tell him. But their food is delicious.
China,
China? What did you like about the China the most? What was your favorite part?
because it is the biggest country in the world.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, please tell me. Oh, that's Saturday, I saw you be here. Let's go.
All right.
They are acting is very nice. Simple. Japan,
Oh, Japan. What do you like about the Japan the most?
because their acting is very nice.
Oh, yes. I do agree. They're a very beautiful country. All right. I'm glad that all of you had their favorite countries, and hopefully this was like a helpful lecture to understand different cultures and how people are different. So people often think like, oh, maybe they're if I go to different areas, there's gonna be the same thing. But sometimes, although like people have like similarities, we have different cultures, backgrounds, and different foods and beliefs. So yeah, hopefully it was a good, helpful information. And next week, we will be able to go over some of the more diverse cultures around the world. Now we'll be moving to the next continent. So yeah, Hope to see you all there, and hopefully this lecture was very helpful.
Okay. So see you next week.
All right.
So next week, what time the lesson will be?
It will be about another culture in different area,
Okay.
so that we will be thinking of.
Oh, okay. Then see you then. Thank you very much for today's
All right.
lesson.
Thank you
and
so
thank you for
much.
this session. So extend our greetings to Jabin when he's around, when he comes around.
All right. He will be probably be teaching for next week.
Oh, okay. And I'll give him a mail as well. So thank
right.
you very much for today.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for all listening. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Bye bye. He's waiting for